What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 2 of Long Island Gym Tours. If you missed the first episode, I am doing a consulting day on the island with my good friend Anthony Bevilacqua, who hired me for the day. And the day before, I decided to come up to and visit all the gyms and clients I have on Long Island. And it's a Long Island, get it? But we have 7 gyms. Now, the thing I told you before is that I didn't realize how much traffic is in Long Island and all this, how long it takes. But I'm doing my best to get to as many gyms as I can in the day that I've got. Just left my second gym. If you missed the first episode, go back and listen to the Joey Olivo episode. And that was a really good one. But this next guy it's a little bit of a different model than we normally work with. He's pretty much got a membership gym, but the interesting thing that happened was he had went through and I'm leaving out the name of the gym just because I'm talking about some stuff that is somewhat time sensitive and stuff like that, but I'll tell the story. But he essentially had to leave his gym. He was there for 12 years and pretty abruptly had to leave. I don't want to get into the full story of why and everything like that, but he ended up having to take close to 600 members and find a new spot to train them pretty quickly. And when I went to the gym, like, it wasn't even built out yet. Like, he had one side of the gym that was built out, and the other side is just, they got to knock walls and do construction and stuff. So he's probably 2-3 months away from being fully operational. But one of the cool things he told me was that, like, COVID is, people are still, even though some of the people may have found different gyms to train at temporarily, that they are still paying, right? They're still paying for the membership. And because of the relational equity that he's built over the long period of time. And I think that happened to us during COVID, right? Where our clients wanted to see us win, they want to see us successful, and we did it. And he's living proof of that, right? He's charging for a membership that they're literally not be able to use. And hopefully it's going to happen soon. But that's really the kind of business you want to build. You want to build a business based on relationships. And when you do that, when catastrophic things happen, like COVID, like having to move quickly, your business will end up enduring those things. And the challenging part is, if he was running his business differently, this would have destroyed his entire business. If he didn't have that relational equity that he had built, he probably wouldn't make it. And so that's why it's so important to invest in your clients, to invest in good staff members, to teach your staff how to build good relationships with people and everything like that. It's very, very likely this business does not survive a move like this, where everyone has time to go find another gym. And then he was even telling me, like, there was other gyms in the area that were, like, plucking his people and saying, putting ads out. They're saying, hey, if you're a client of this gym, we'll come in, we'll give you a free membership. And these people are trying to, like, destroy this guy. And I had some good conversations with him, and he had a really good energy, a really positive outlook on it. And I think that's one of the reasons why he's gonna win. He's gonna do it. Sounds like it's been a really stressful time, but he's been able to get through it. He's been able to get through these challenges during a really, really tough time. A couple of things we talked about. One of the things he was telling me, he has basically 2 memberships. There was a class-based membership and then a regular membership. And there was a much smaller percentage of people on class memberships, which obviously is double the money than there was on regular memberships. And the advice I have is essentially, for many of you, is let's measure that, right? What is the metric of how many people you have at each membership level? Whoop, sorry about that. So in your case, it could be, how many clients do you have doing twice a week? And how many clients do you have doing 3 days a week? And what's the percentage of that? Right? So let's say you have 50% of your clients doing twice a week and 50% doing 3 times a week. Well, 3 times a week is more money. And what is the thing that's happening to get oh shit, I really hope that was not a cop. Think I'm good. Here's the thing. I'm yakking into my phone. I'm holding my phone up. I should have some kind of headphones or something, but I just don't. And when the cop sees you with the phone, he likes to bust you. So anyway, so I'm good. I don't remember what I was saying, but essentially, so a goal would be to get a higher percentage of your clients paying higher rates. And that's kind of what we talked about. It was just like, hey, if we can get X percent of people on the class membership and almost switch the numbers. I think it was like 20% doing the class membership and 80% doing the regular. Let's switch that. And what's the plan that needs to be put in place? And what we're doing now is we're increasing the average spend per customer. So if the average spend per customer used to be 100, now if we can get more people doing the class membership, it goes up to 200, and that's going to equal more money. It just doesn't happen overnight, right? It's not just going to magically happen. There's things and strategies that you have to put in place to make it happen. There's two ways to do it. The first way is to address all of the people that are currently paying you and make them offers to change. So an example would be to address all the people doing twice a week and make them an offer to do 3 times a week, right? In his case, it could be all the people that don't have the class membership, give them the class membership for free for a certain period of time. And so it's like taking what you've got and making offers and strategic decisions to get that higher percentage of people paying more. The second thing you can do is change your intake process. And I've worked on this with many gyms doing small group training. One of the reasons why people that install small group training that don't get it off the ground is because they make it a thing on the menu. They essentially say, all right, you can do one-on-one, you can do small group, you can do larger. Which one do you want? And the way to grow small group is to put everyone in small group. And that's what I would say for this situation. I would say the way to get more people to do class memberships is to give everyone the class membership for the first month to let them experience it, even if it's at the lower rate and maybe it's a 1-month special or something like that. But we want people to taste our best stuff. We want people to experience the things that are going to bring them the most value and us the most money. But if they never get to try it, never get to taste it, then there's a good chance they're not going to experience it. And so I would basically have a strategy for current, who's currently paying that needs to taste different stuff. And then incoming, what's the new strategic onboarding process for a client or strategic offer that gets more people to try the highest level things that we got. So that's one of the things that we talked about. The other thing we talked about too is like just regular communication with members. I told them in a situation like this where they're not training with you, you gotta have a regular communication pulse. Like you gotta keep reaching out to people. And I was telling them even take pictures of construction and show them what's going on. When I opened my second gym, I was like I did a weekly update on the facility build out because people love that shit. They love like the progress of construction and stuff like that. I was telling them to send regular communication, and especially him because they're currently not going there. He's not having access to them. He's not seeing them on a regular basis. It's a really important piece to do some type of a regular communication pulse. You could do the same thing for people on hold, right? So let's say you have X amount of members that have a frozen membership. Are you staying in touch with them? Well, you should be. Because they're not training at their gym, and since they're not training at the gym, there's a larger risk for them to leave. People putting their membership on hold is a gateway for them to leave. They're basically telling you, I'm about to leave. I'm close to leaving. And we do this at GFP. We always have an email that goes out weekly, sometimes twice a week, that keeps in touch with them. And not necessarily just like a personal email, but just like a kind of keep in touch, a broadcast type email that keeps them connected to the gym. So all that stuff is really important. So he should be doing that to the customers that aren't there. And then he should also be doing that you should also be doing that with members on hold and things like that. So those were kind of the main things that we talked about. But yeah, it's been really cool. It's been really cool to see these different gyms and to see different stories and different people. Long Island is a kind of an interesting spot. Lots of traffic here, which is annoying. But that was my report on Long Island Gym number 2. And so I will be back. I'm going probably I'm currently 12 minutes away from my next stop. And this guy has been in the group for a really long time. Very cool guy. I'm very excited to see him. I've never seen his gym before, and I'll be back on the next Long Island gym tour chapter after I visit my man Johnny Shorto at Empowered. See you on the next one. Peace.